5 mysterious disappearances. Every day around the world, thousands of people are missing. Unfortunately, most often they are kidnapped or killed. Sometimes the person himself runs from something or forges documents to begin new life. But sometimes there are no explanations any, or there are no proofs to put together all slices of a puzzle. Disappearance of a battalion of the Norfolk Regiment. The whole battalion of the Norfolk Regiment disappeared on August 12, 1915 during Dardanelsky operation, and there was this inexplicable phenomenon in the face of eyewitnesses. Soldiers of the New Zealand Division who hired 60 inches when Norfolkets prepared for attack of the Turkish positions were on a front line around. After war, New Zealand veterans told that day overhead 60 inches, 6 or 8 clouds in the form of round loaves of bread, which didn't change the location despite a wind hung. One more cloud of 800 feet in length, 200 in height and width, settled down nearly on the earth. Norfolk sent for strengthening of the British divisions at height 60 inches. Without hesitation entered this cloud. As soon as the last soldier disappeared, the cloud slowly rose and, having collected other clouds similar to it, departed. Nobody saw more soldier of the Norfolk Regiment. 267 disappeared military personnel still are considered as missing persons. The government of Great Britain tried to find for the citizens and even asked for the help of the Turkish authorities, but is ineffectual. Elusive crew of the vessel Joita. As well as well-known Titanic, the vessel Joita was considered as the unsinkable. But on October 3, 1955, it was found drifting and half-flooded at coast of the island Vanua of the state of Fiji. The vessel was 2 days in the sea and initially went to Tokelau. None of 25 passengers or crew members was not. Joita unexpectedly disappeared in the southern part of the Pacific Ocean. When it was found on the vessel, there were no 4 tons of freight, including medicines, wood, food and empty barrels. Radio was adjusted on the international canals of emergency communication. All boats disappeared, and on the vessel the blood-stained bandage rolled. The academician from Auckland, David Wright, declared recently that solved secret of the ship ghost Joita. According to Wright, there are proofs that the vessel, because of a rusty pipe, took waters and began to sink. The captain and crew thought that sent a distress signal, though it was not so, and left the vessel in lifeboats. Boats were not enough for all, and some passengers could appear in dark water in life jackets. As nobody responded to a distress signal, all 25 people could die one by one and drown or be eaten by sharks. Of course, the riddle what happened to passengers in lifeboats still. The hippies absorbed by lightning in Stonehenge. Stonehenge is one of 7 secrets of ancient centuries. It is open for tourists and religious ceremonies. So was and in August of the 1971, when English stones, well known for the whole world, became a place where, under terrible circumstances, people were going. The group of hippie put tents in the center of a circle and spent night at a fire smoking a grass. According to the official version, about 2 o'clock in the morning on the plain of Salisbury were burst by a terrible thunderstorm. From the sky, huge lightning bit. 2 witnesses, the farmer and the police officer, showed that the lightning struck directly to Stonehenge, and the circle of stones lit up with terrible blue light so strong that witnesses had to cover eyes not to go blind. Witnesses heard shouts of hippie. When the lightning went out, witnesses ran out to stones. Naturally, they expected to find people with severe wounds and burn either dead or dying, but didn't find anybody. There were only burning pegs from tents and a fire. The village of Inuits, which disappeared in the 1930 Northern Roswell. In cold November night of the 1930, the Canadian hunter Joe Label came across something, the name which received since then Northern Roswell. The village of Inuits, built on trees near Angikunis Lake, became the secret which shook Label to the bottom of the heart. All inhabitants disappeared completely. Label found only slightly burnt food, which was thrown, obviously quite recently, huts with accurately spread out products, and clothes, and a burial ground with several dug up and empty graves. Still, there was a team of the draft dogs who starved to death and buried until 3.5 meters of snow. Label went on the nearest telegraph and sent the message of the Canadian Mounted Police. So there was a secret which cannot already solve here almost eyelids. What happened from the whole 2,000 hard-working Inuit? Of course, the history formed the basis of a new city legend. Secret of the disappeared colony Croton. More than 400 years in the history of America, there is an unsolved secret. It is secret of the disappeared colony. A large number of people disappeared from the island, having left things, food and jewelry. Where they got to it isn't known to this day. In 1584, Sir Rowley equipped expedition on the island Roanoke for studying of a place of future colony. And already on June 22, 1587, 150 colonists, including 11 children, landed on the island Roanoke. In 27 days after disembarkation of colonists, on the island was born the girl called Virginia Dyer, John Wade's granddaughter. It was the first English child who was born on the American earth. Having been at a new place, settlers found apparent defect of tools, food and other vital things. John Wade agreed to return to England behind equipment necessary for colonists. In a week left the island. He managed to come back to Roanoke only in 4 years. The island was deserted. Wade found only the word of Croton, which is cut out on a tree, the name of the neighboring island. 150 people and his granddaughter disappeared completely. It was not found even blood drops, spin a hair or a rag of the broken-off clothes that would point to attack of enemies. The neighboring woods carefully investigated in search of fresh graves, but any corpse didn't find. The tribe of local Indians Croton treated to White kindly, but just in case searched also their village on the neighboring island. It didn't yield any results. Well, that's all, friends. See you soon. Bye.